Sweeney, I think this is personal.
How would it be personal
And
if I don't
Hold
know
on, let
you?
her finish.
it
Let her
is.
finish.
I feel like we have these conversations, and I feel like everyone on this panel has conflicting views. There's a lot of people on this panel that I disagree with when it comes to a lot of points, but I'm able to still speak with them and engage with them amicably without it
Right.
being a personal attack against this person. I mean,
Right.
there's women on here that I may disagree with that look at marriage differently than I do, and we can come together and have an understanding and
Oh,
recognize that
really?
our points may be completely different, but we still respect each
Oh,
other.
really now?
I feel as
Casey,
though
Casey,
I feel like
Hold on, Frank, let her finish.
Finish, bro. Shit.
Casey, real quick.
Oh
Did she
my god.
have an amicable conversation with you 3 weeks ago? Didn't she just go at Trigger Mike just 2 weeks ago and all he did was ask a question? When she on
Yeah,
here, when she on this panel calling people fat and chubby and everything else, but you can do
yeah,
amicably. All I said was you wasn't a
I
session,
don't,
but
I don't completely disagree with Sweeney. At the same time, like it's certain things I'm not gonna engage in because that's not who I am. That's not my DNA. So someone can call me a name or whatever all day. Like that's not how I was raised. I don't call black men names. I don't call black women names. I'm just not gonna do it. But I am gonna speak up for myself when it comes to disrespect, because this is a public platform. We're not in our own little silo having a conversation within each other. We're not, at someone's house having a conversation. This is a public platform. So I do understand Sweeney wanting to call certain things out. I don't feel that he's wrong in doing that, but you don't have to add names to it. You can just call it what it is. And it is wrong because at the same time, if you call a man who's successful, attractive, and single, if you call him homosexual, you have to say the same thing about a black woman who's educated, single, and attractive as well. So that's all he's saying, and I don't think anything's wrong with that. But just leave the names out of it, Sweeney, because if you don't want her calling names and
You
calling
can't do
derogatory
the same
terms,
thing.
then you can't do it either. It's
Thank
not
you.
okay.
so
appropriate.
I
That's
just want to
so
all
say
I'm
here's the
saying.
here. Let me let me
real quick
respond to that.
because I
Let me
can let
respond to
me
that. Let
just
me
Yeah,
respond. Go ahead.
and then
Let
we
me
do
respond.
gotta,
Want to
transition.
respond? We're trying to
No,
correct you.
hold on, y'all, hold on.
Sir.
We do gotta transition back because I feel like we
You can't
having.
respond to correction.
I just want to say something because I feel like you guys are putting a lot on me and you guys are reaching. I have never called anyone on this panel fat. Since this panel here, I've never called anybody fat. I've never called anybody out of their names. I've never called black men out of their names.
Are
So I
you?
feel like you guys are sitting here reaching. If you ask me a specific question about a topic and we're talking about why do I think someone has all these beautiful, attractive traits about them, and I personally think from what I've seen, maybe they could possibly be struggling with their sexuality towards that specific conversation.
That's your own opinion.
If you guys decide to get triggered, that's not my fault. It's
Right. I
not my
agree.
fault if it bothers
I
you.
agree.
I've sat here and been called prostitutes on this panel. I've sat here and been told I've been sleeping on a mattress on this panel. So if you guys are really, really that, if you're really that triggered, maybe this isn't the best spot for you.
I agree.
All
You
right, y'all.
did.
All
You
right, come
called
on.
Trigger
No,
Mike
Hey,
that.
hey,
baby,
hey.
no.
No, because
Hold on, y'all. I'm ready to move
Stop.
on. People are watching.
No.
We can have this. We can have this on the downtime. Let's go to
Right.
the next topic. Stephen A. Smith on natural women versus BBLs, dating sevens, eights, nines, and tens. Who haven't spoken on it yet?
I haven't spoken on it.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Casey, and
I'll
then
just say something real quick. I mean, I feel like he has a point, but at the same time,
Can we
I
move
think he's speaking
on?
from a point of men who are not seven, eights, nines, and tens. I feel like when a man is a seven, eight, nine, or 10, like some of the stuff that he was saying is not going to apply to them. Like this whole needing respect or, getting attention. If your man is attractive, like, and he's that dude, he's going to get just as much as attention and have women throwing themselves at him just like men throw themselves at the eight, nines, and tens. So I feel like he was speaking from a point for a man not being that, maybe a man being a five or six, attracting a seven, eight, nine, and 10 because of his lifestyle or his money. But at the end of the day, if you have a man who's a seven, eight, nine, and 10, and he has money and everything else, he's gonna get just as much of attention and craziness of a lifestyle as the woman is too. So I think he was just speaking for men that don't live that life. That's all I have.
all right, go ahead, Lego.
So I totally agree with Casey. If you look at Stephen A. Smith, he probably can't really get or hold on to 9 or 10, right? But on top of that, I understand his sentiment because it's a guy thing, right? So kind of like what Andre was saying, like, why is he did it? He kind of like went a little too far, or he went a little crazy, like because I've dated fitness models, right? And they are extremely annoying.
Oh, really?
I can understand that. And from a relationship standpoint, I would not get into a relationship with an IG model or a fitness model due to the fact that, like I say on here with me, I'm not, huge on IG or like other people, but I am in front of a lot of women. And I said, anybody who has a lot of eyes on them, whether it's a male or female, the other person can easily have a certain amount of issues with that, whether they're going to cheat, whether they're not going to cheat, so whether it's an IG model that has a lot of eyes on her, or a person that tours that has a lot of eyes on them, it's the eyes that makes it difficult. So with Stephen A. Smith, I agree, but I also disagree, because I don't think he can get a 10 and that's going to want to stick around or whatever. So I can understand why he would say that, what Casey said. But y'all are, when y'all are like 9s and 10s, there is a huge amount of annoyance. I can deal with annoyance. I'm okay with it, but that shit is annoying as hell. So
I just want to say it's a lot of so I got to acknowledge that even with what he was saying, thinking about through my life, I go in with bias when dating those type of women, because it's almost like you have to prove that you're not the way that he was saying before it could even be taken, serious to move forward, because it is a lot of that, and even in this day and age, it's perpetuated more. But what you see is what's popping for a woman to be like, and that's that boss, that boss bitch, that what's the term they use now, Miss Lego? You know what I'm talking about?
Independent woman,
A
ball,
baddie.
A baddie, right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that whole persona is kind of like, no, that's not for a relationship, not none long term.
It's a disposition.
Right. And it's kind of like,
it's a demeanor.
Yeah, that whole demeanor. But if you look like that and then you have a normal or a pleasant personality, you can get the world. You're gonna win. Because who don't want that? Who don't want that?